I'm here with Dave Ritchie of Bay View Campground in Bourne, Massachusetts.
This is right at the beginning of the Cape, right over the Bourne Bridge on the other side of the canals. We're right off of Route 28, which is a major highway that goes down to Falmouth. My father-in-law, Gardner S. Nightingale, he was a police officer here in the town of Bourne, and the Second World War broke out, and any patriotic young man at the time, he enlisted in the Army, but he always knew he wanted to do something, so while he was overseas, he would send money back to his mom, and he would ask her to buy parcels of land. By that time, he had purchased up to 98 acres of land here on the Cape, this section here. Because this area here had a lot of natural vegetation, apples, peaches, pears. So he started the fruit stand right here at the front. 66, he started the campground, but before that, he had the fruit stand that he tried. There was a friend of his out in Maple Park over in Wareham, Paul Tucci. And Paul owned a small campground there, and he said, well, you're on this side of the canal, I'm on that side of the canal, why don't you try starting a campground? Their first night that they opened, there were 30 sites. And he made it all with that little machete.
How many sites are there now, David?
Now there's 468 sites.
And check out these temperature-controlled pods where tenters can kick it up a notch.
The main building here is one of the original buildings of the grounds. And we added to it as we expanded. The ice cream parlor we wanted something a little different, and ice cream was perfect. So we gave it the 1950s look of a old-fashioned ice cream parlor. Everything is geared for family participation together. We tried to shuffleboard. We have full-size shuffleboard, and we also have kid-size shuffleboard. So now you can play with the little ones if you want to. A lot of the arcade machines, getting back into the rec hall, is competition. You want to have a competition with. The mother can play with the son, father and daughter, so on and so forth.
Another story you brought up that I think very interesting. There are no bugs here.
Yes.
How come there are no bugs here?
My daughter, when she was going to college, she also did some agricultural studies, and what we found was that bugs, mosquitoes, whatever, lay their larvae in the leaves in the woods.
The dead leaves on the ground.
On the ground. They try to get them under the leaves because it's moist, and it helps with the larvae to hatch when the rain and such comes out. But I just said, well, let's just rake everything. And that's what we did. We raked the sites, between the sites, the embankments. The main part of the grounds, which is approximately 60 acres, is completely raked from fence to fence. And it seemed after the years, well, we eliminate the bugs.
And your sites are quite large, too.
We didn't know it at the time when Gardner and I were expanding the grounds. We just went by a plain footprint of 50 by 50. 50 feet deep, 50 foot wide. And we went by the topo or the configuration of the land. If you notice, the grounds is in different tiers. So we used the topography of the land, and we developed it in different tiers, and we went by the land. So if you notice, some of the roads are very windy and turn. We just went with the land. We planted over 30,000 little seedlings throughout the campground. We just kept planting these little seedlings all over, trying to replenish. Some of the sites, you'll see, there's a big tree right in the middle of it. We tried to accommodate that old tree in the middle instead of just taking it down and making room for bigger rigs. We tried to accommodate.
How many staff members do you have?
We have 50 during the summertime, and then we have 7 full-timers, of course, summer and winter.
From here, you can go deeper into the Cape, so there's a lot of things families can go off and do.
Hour from Boston, we're an hour from Providence, Rhode Island, and we're an hour from P-Town. Just keep going. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.